and couldn't find the right fight.
Yeah, he hasn't fought since 2018.
Right. He's had like I think it's his knee. I think he had 3 procedures done on his knee, and then like COVID canceled possible fights. And then he's just been on the shelf. It's a long time. You want to talk? Let's talk about that. You want to talk about that fight first, since you're on it.
We're already live.
Oh, we live!
Oh snap! Oh snap! Yeah, Tyson Pedro. Who's he fighting? Ike Villanueva.
Yes, Hurricane Ike. Sorry.
Ha! Scrub already. We even started early so we wouldn't have to deal with that shit. Oh. I don't. It's been so long since Tyson Pedro's fought that honestly I don't even remember why he's noteworthy. Right? Like, he is noteworthy. That I can tell you. But I don't entirely remember why he was so good. But he's been off for 4 years, right? He did not have a single thing scheduled. This is the first fight scheduled in 2022. He had 0 fights scheduled in 2021. In 2020, he had a fight canceled against Vinicius Moreira. 2019, 0 fights. And then in 2018, he lost to Shogun, lost to OSP, and then beat Saparbek Safarov, who's got like a similar record to him. Lost to Alir Latifi. He beat the Bear Jew. He beat Khalil Roundtree. Dude's barely got any fights. Why do I know who he is? Kangaroo Paws. That's a dope nickname.
That is a dope nickname. Villanueva is moving down from he's been pretty unsuccessful. He's 1-3 at heavyweight, so he's moving down to light heavyweight. He's making a cut. Yeah, I don't know. This is kind of a. I mean, it's kind of a pick 'em. This is kind of like Tyson Pedro picked the easiest possible opponent to come back, which I guess, and Villanueva picked an opponent to. He needed a fight, so he's. I guess he's fighting for his UFC career at this point.
I don't think. Yeah, he's not. Oh shit! He did fight at heavyweight.
Yeah, he thought he was a heavy. He actually had a good round against Praknia. Was it Praknia? Somewhat the last fight. I'm not sure the last fight he fought, but
yeah, his last fight was
he got crushed by.
But right before that, he fought Marcin Praknia.
Yeah, he got crushed by Negarmoni, but he doesn't have good striking defense. It's like 35% ish, which just isn't going to fly at heavyweight. Losing weight to try light heavyweight. He's a banger. I mean, that's a skill set. He's just playing a phone booth banger. I mean, it depends on Tyson Pedro's a gigantic favorite. This is what just a DGM bet if you're going to bomb with Pedro after a 4-year layoff. But nonetheless, I'm picking Pedro to win the fight.
Yeah.
He's got way more paths to victory. This is just, Villanueva is looking for a possible career change, light heavyweight career spark, I should say. But good luck to him. But I mean, this is a tough matchup against a really well-rounded guy who had something going for him before he got hurt.
Yeah, I'm also going to pick Tyson Pedro. I remember him being like a fucking stud. Like, this dude is going places. And then, in 4 fucking years. So as long as he doesn't get hit by ring rust, I don't see a reason he should lose this. Like, he was training with pretty good people. So I don't know. I'm going with Tyson Pedro for this one.
All right, cool. Pedro it is.
What can you tell me about Dean Barry?
So, not much. Dean Barry, he had all of his fights, looks like he finished in the first round. He was a giant favorite, and he got upset 2 fights ago. He came back with like a 40-second knockout in a Titan FC match. Nonetheless, Mike Jackson is, clearly not UFC material. The guy also hasn't fought in about 4.5, 5 years. He fought CM Punk
And Mickey Gall.
Mickey Gall pretty quick.
Yeah. And then he beat up CM Punk, but he did stuff like he was able to mount CM Punk, and then he had his hands up like uh 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 and that was his striking from the mount. At the end of the fight, Dana White said there were no winners in this fight. You both lose, and you're both done fighting here.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, right? Like, first of all, Dana, homie, come on.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he's a cameraman and like a journalist. Like, he did not have any business being in a UFC fight when he was. Hopefully, he's made some improvements and he does have business being in a UFC fight now. I have no idea. I'm shocked.
They just picked. Yeah, I don't know how they dug him up or what. I don't know how that works, but this is like tailor made to.
Yeah.
Yeah. When the line first came out, I jumped all over. Barry's like a 16-1 favorite, which is just massive. And the total. So I looked the total though. The total they opened up at 1.5.
Yeah. So Mike Jackson fought Mickey Gall. Mickey Gall fought on Dana White's Looking for a Fight. I believe it was Mickey's pro debut, and Mickey might have even still been an amateur at this point. And Mickey calls out CM Punk at the end of the fight. So they're like, "All right, Mickey, here's what we're gonna do." It was his pro debut. If you can beat a guy in the UFC, we will have you fight CM Punk. And the guy that they had him fight was Mike Jackson. I don't know how Mike Jackson got the call, but Mike Jackson is he's like an MMA reporter and a photographer. So I think he was a UFC photographer.
Yeah. That makes sense. I did read that in some synopsis about him. It said like he's a really good photographer. So I guess that makes sense. I didn't know how that tied in, but you're right. That must be it.
So then he fought Mickey Gall, lost to Mickey Gall, and then they're like, okay, well, we made $100 billion off of CM Punk.
Right.
So that's if CM Punk a win. We'll have him fight.
Right.
And then that shit didn't work either. They gave him like 2-3 years in between fights too. They gave him like 3 years to prepare for the CM Punk fight, and then another like 2 years, 3 years to prepare for another fight. And even then, man, he did this all in Milwaukee. So I know people who trained with him, and nobody has anything but glowing things to say about him. They say he's a great human being. He works really hard. He's like, I literally have never heard a single person say a bad word about CM Punk. And trust me, I've heard a lot of people looking for bad words to be said about him. Right? Like when a dude like that goes from the WWE and jumps ahead of the line, and he's training in your hometown, 3 miles away, people talk about him all the time. For sure. Every single person that ever met him or ever trained with him had nothing but incredible things to say about him. Before and after the fight. Like, apparently he's a real, real good dude.
Yeah, I believe it.
But this ain't about CM Punk. This is about Mike Jackson, and I don't expect him to win a fight.
No, I don't see how. Jumped all over under 1.5 rounds. I mean, I'm pretty sure. I mean, unless Dean Barry is just no good either and can't starch Mike Jackson within a round and a half, I don't know. I mean, it could be, but in general, if anyone's that big of a favorite in a men's MMA fight, under 1.5 is a great bet, and you got to lay a lot of juice on it. In this case, it's only like even money for him to finish the guy, and the guy's a finisher. But Dean Barry, I don't think none of his fights have been passed. He's gonna come in there and try to pound him, or maybe he gets crushed. Maybe Mike Jackson pulls off the upset and knocks him the fuck out. I don't know. I don't know much about it. It's a tough one, but. Hey, we're on the Dean Barry train for this. Dwight Grant, my man, Dwight Grant. Ah, man, you ever seen Dwight Grant fight? Have you ever seen Dwight Grant?
It's been a minute, but yeah, I have.
Oh my God, I don't understand his style, his game plans. I don't. It seems like he's just a plodding, low volume kickboxer. I don't get. It looks like it's the same thing all the time. I don't know. I don't know how he I don't know. I don't know what to expect. He's very. I don't get why he's. I can't remember the last time he won a fight. When did he win a fight? I don't. But regardless, for some reason, I like Dwight Grant here. Dwight Grant. I think this is going to be a striking battle. I think from what I've seen of the other guy, the other guy puts out volume, but he does not have a lot of power. I think Dwight Grant's going to have a power advantage here. I'm pretty sure he's going to have a kickboxing advantage. So I think this is a very winnable fight for Dwight Grant. If Dwight Grant mixes in, I mean, the non-existent takedowns of his career, I don't think he has many.
He's
But
not a grappler. He cannot grapple.
cannot
Specifically, cannot grapple. Actually, I watched him fight live in Milwaukee because he fought a good friend of mine.
Okay.
It didn't even occur to me that that's who we were thinking about. Yeah, this dude's not gonna. This Rustam Khabilov.
The other guy has a ton of fights.
Yeah, Dwight Grant's getting smashed by this guy.
I don't know. I thought that when I first saw it as well, but somehow the books have the other guy opened up a 2-1 favorite. Dwight Grant's now the fucking favorite over a Russian guy with like a bunch of fights, and yeah. So there's a lot of people out there like Dwight Grant in this fight. So when I looked into it, I was like, oh, that's why they like Dwight Grant. I mean, it's
why do you think they like Dwight Grant?
It's going to be a striker's battle. People have seen him fight number one in the UFC. He's got a 4-inch leg reach advantage, and he's got a 3-inch reach advantage in a fight that's catered to his style, and he has more power. So people are jumping on him to win a fight. However, I don't know if do they understand how frustrating Dwight Grant is to watch. I don't know, but both guys don't grapple at all. I'm looking at it. No, they're not grapplers. I mean, this is a Dwight. He should do well here, Dwight Grant.
Yeah, this.
But we'll see. So I took him. I went with the steam, and I'll take Dwight Grant.
I think you're right, but I'm not picking him.
Oh yeah, he might just get his ass kicked. I don't know. It's not.
Yeah, I actually like. The more I look into it, I think that you have a very good point. I think that there's a high likelihood that Dwight Grant wins this fight, and if I was trying to do anything other than beat you, I'd probably pick Dwight Grant. But I'm gonna pick Sergey because fuck your algorithm.
Yeah, I think you'll beat me and the algorithm if you win on this fight. This will be a good one. Go for it. You got Sergey. All right. Next fight, Marcin Prachnio and Felipe Lins. Felipe Lins also another heavyweight moving down to light heavyweight for this. Felipe Lins he was a big prospect. He came from, where did he come? I think he was on. He went back to the UFC, I think, as a heavyweight, didn't he? Let me see. I believe he was tried to fight in the UFC, didn't make it, and then he went back to the UFC, and it hasn't been that great. But when he went back, he was supposed to be a big prospect in the heavyweight division. Didn't really do that great. Didn't really show that much. I think he got outschooled by Orlovsky. So now he's moving down to light heavyweight. With that in mind, I don't know. This is I don't really know who wins this fight. I'm not real big on people moving down weight classes as like a career spark in general, especially somebody this young. I don't know, but I assume
he's 36.
Is he? So I'm wrong. But so yeah, I don't think. But I mean, I've seen him throw his hands forward. He has good technical skills, kickboxing. I know he has got a little power behind, a little bit of power. I assume he moved down to light heavyweight. He's going to be faster. He's still going to have some power. Prachnio's chin has been a problem. So I actually think Lins can win this fight. I also think Prachnio's cardio can be a problem. Whereas I've seen Linz go I know he went 3 rounds with Orlovsky, I'm pretty sure, and lost. But I think this is I think I like this fight. I think I like this fight for Linz. So I'm gonna go with Linz. Oh, he hasn't fought since Orlovsky? That's his last. Oh no, he fought Tanner Boser. All right, yeah, he got knocked out by Tanner Boser. All right. Yeah, he lost to Orlovsky, knocked out by Boser. Okay, that's not I can live with that. But yeah. American top team product. I'm gonna go with him for the fight to win.
Yeah, 100%. 100% Felipe Lins should win this fight.
Wow. 100%.
100%. Felipe Lins has wins over like real quality names.
The one down there.
The only name that I consider pretty high quality on Marcin Prachnio's record is Khalil Roundtree. Like beating Khalil by decision that's a pretty good win. And then other than that, he's been smashed. I mean, I don't know if it was smashed, but he's lost his other 3 of his 5 UFC fights were losses, and those are the 3 guys who have names. And the one that he won was Ike Villanueva, in that one where you said that Ike had a really good round and then lost in the next.
Yeah, against Prachnio. He won the first round, he stunned him, I know that, but then he just completely faded in the second round. It didn't work. It didn't think. All right, so we got Linz. Next fight, Iori Kilang might have one of the best nicknames in the UFC, the Mongolian Murderer. Cameron Hell.
That was his name, moniker.
Mongolian Murderer.
Dope nickname.
Yeah, I like Kilang here. I think I bet him like 3 or 4 weeks ago when he opened up. I've seen his game. I think he kind of got robbed in a split decision his last fight. There were a lot of reporters that had him winning. Nonetheless, he looked good the whole fight. His cardio held up. He's got very underrated defensive wrestling, in my opinion. His defensive wrestling, and he fought more of a wrestler last time. In Cody Durden, he fought Cody Durden last time. His style though is just come forward, pound. I'm gonna blast, which is also Cameron Elson's style. So this is probably going to be a fight of the night. I don't think this fight this is going to find the scorecards. The issue I see with Cameron Else, who actually is I think the last person to beat Paddy Pimblett. He doesn't really have. I saw a few of his fights, and his cardio looks like it's a problem, like a visual problem. Like you watching the second round on, and it just looks like he's just like looking around, like looking for a clock, looking for somebody to tell how much time. Like he looks like he gasses. He's amazing in the first round. He also tries to crush you in the first round. The problem is his opponent does that too. I think he does it better. And he's got a granite chin. I don't think Kilang has ever been finished. Mongolians don't really get finished in fights.
Let's fucking go Mongolia. Also, he wasn't Paddy's last win. He was Paddy's last defeat. He was Paddy's first defeat.
Okay.
Paddy's 2 fights after that. That was in 2013. And then Paddy's last loss was 2018.
Yeah.
The Mongolian.
The fight before that, he lost. I mean, Jeff Molina was he started out with a great first round against Jeff Molina. Jeff Molina really turned the tide in that fight and started just counter-striking the fuck out of him. Kilang just never adjusted, and Molina somehow didn't knock him out, which looks great because I think Molina's knocked out his past 2 opponents. So that ages well for him to get outstruck after that by Molina, and his chin is just strong, which I think is going to do him well in this fight. I think he gets a big win, and he needs a win in the UFC. He's gotten subbed before. He's never gotten knocked out. He went the distance with Kai Kara France, other fights. I like Kilang here to get the win. I'm sure you do too. Next fight, late replacement. Not really. I mean, Romanov's like it's minus 2,500 favorite. Heavyweights. Just picking Romanov, but I think this is just one you watch. I don't think anybody recommends a bet on it. I don't really have that much to say about it because I didn't really handicap it because it wasn't supposed to happen.
but I think
Why was it not supposed to happen?
he was
What do
supposed
you
to fight. Romanov was supposed to fight someone else. He was also a huge favorite against that guy too. Romanov's like really respected wrestler in the heavyweight division, so he's
mean?
thing. But I wouldn't advise laying 2,500 anybody in a fight. But another exciting fight: Jordan Wright, Marc-Andre Barrio. Yeah, action. Jordan Wright is this fight looks good for Jordan Wright, like on paper. This is a style he can win. He's never been. I don't think he's ever been past the second round. Jordan Wright. He's quick. He gets in. Has a quick night, one way or the other. He's got a reach advantage. I think he's got a power advantage here too. The problem is just the gas tank. If the fight gets to the second or third round, I mean, Jordan Wright is just such a liability. I mean, it's close. I definitely under 2.5 rounds. I saw under 2.5 rounds came out on this fight. I took that right away. That has changed though. They moved it to 1.5 rounds. I still like the under if you can find that a good line. Bet it. I don't know. Like I don't hate Jordan right here. I just don't know. It just seems like he never makes any adjustments. He's just good.
You should hate him, especially in this fight. First, this dude's record is padded harder than anybody else I think I've ever seen.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah. He did not fight anyone to get to the UFC up until he lost to Anthony Hernandez. Fluffy beat him in 40 seconds. Fluffy hit him one time, and the look in his eyes said that he had never been in a fight before in his life.
Really?
Right? But he puts on a real good show. He looks real good. He does a lot of cool, interesting stuff. Like when you watch him when I listen to him talk, I should love him more than anything. I hate him so much. On paper, all the weird stuff he does is right up my alley. I should love this dude. No. The fact that he has wins in the UFC shocks me. Seriously,
yeah, I mean his wins don't age well. He actually beat Ike Villanueva, like we talked about before. Jamie Pickett, who I don't know is going to be in the UFC anymore. And then he did make it. He had a good first round against Joaquin Buckley, from what I remember. But then you just saw the fade, and Buckley knocked him out 18 seconds into the second round. Yeah. He had some moments against Bruno Silva too. Who just went 3 rounds with that Brazilian kickboxing monster. I forget his name. The guy that beat Adesanya. So, I mean, he hurts. I mean, he's got power. He hurts people. It looks like he shoots his load. And if he doesn't knock you out when he catches you, that's it. He's just he's done for the night. Like he's going to get knocked out. So I can't back him for those reasons. So I'm going to go with Barrio.
I'm not saying he can't win a fight. Like the dude already he's 12-2, but I will never pick him.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, I mean under 2.5 looks pretty good in that fight. You can't get that anymore, but I still like under 1.5 guys. If you're a bettor and you're listening, if you find under 1.5 rounds for like minus 130 or better, lay it. Watch the fight, hope for some fireworks. Macy Barber.
It's good for a fun fight, though. He is good for a fun fight.
This is last week's card. Kind of sucked. It was low level and it played out low level. I think people like this looks like a low level card, but this is a fun card. I think there's going to be a lot of action, probably a lot of knock finishes in this. This is going to be a good fight. This is going to be a good card for that, I think. Macy Barber, Montana de la Rosa. Macy Barber. So Macy Barber, unfortunate injury against Roxanne. She just hasn't looked the same to me post that injury. When she was coming up and she was just KOing people, like standing knockouts of was it Jillian Robertson, and somewhat like she's just crushing people with blow. Like she looked great. It looked like nobody could hold her. She's just too powerful. Good ground and pound. Since that though, like she just hasn't looked. I mean, and again, in many people's opinion, I don't see how they scored her the fight for against Miranda Maverick. I thought Maverick won that fight. Barber looked pretty couldn't even land strikes the first couple. Like she just looked like she was hesitant, like couldn't figure out Maverick's pattern to hit her. She just looked, when she did hit her, it doesn't look like the same power. Even the fight against Grasso, it looked like she clipped her a couple times, and like I expected Grasso to go down or get hurt, and she just didn't hurt her. So it looks like maybe she's moving up against higher level competition. The power is just not there. It's not the same. I don't know. From what I've seen against Montana, she's got a fucking chin. She's been hit by girls that hit hard, and she's hasn't ever been finished. She's going to keep coming with the wrestling. I don't know if her wrestling's elite, but she does try, and she's good on the ground. She's great at maintaining top position from what I've seen. She does try to find submissions. Barber, the fight against, like, look, from what I remember, the fight against Roxanne took her down easily even before the injury. I want to say, like, I don't know when she hurt her knee or stuff, but it looked like Roxanne took her down really easy, which is kind of scary. I don't know. She looked better than that against Marina Maverick. Like, she looked like her grappling chops were a lot better. So I don't know. I tough fight for me. I'm leaning De La Rosa for the price here. What do you think?
I'm definitely going to lean De La Rosa. Not that I even necessarily like whatever. Yeah, I think Macy Barber's a hype train, and I don't
agree
think
with that. She had some big favorite when she was fighting.
I don't think that the knee injury is what derailed her. Like,
okay.
I've never been on the hype train. Like, I've always been like, oh, hey, this girl's a good fighter.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that the issue is that she talked too much.
Okay.
Right? Like, all the talk about I'm going to be the youngest youngest UFC champion in history. I'm going to beat John's record. Like, I think that people expected too much of her too quickly. And she may have been one of those people who expected too much of herself too quickly. I'm not saying she's not talented. I'm not saying she can't go places. But the amount of clout she received was more than it felt like she deserved given the fights that I saw. Also, her moniker sounds like a retirement plan. Macy, the future barber. Like, girl, change that name.
I've never thought of it like that, but that's funny.
You sound like you're about to retire and cut hair. It does not sound good. It doesn't. Like, I specialize in dudes' hair. Yo, you want to line me up? Like, get something better. Or at least put it in the front. Like, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I expect that De La Rosa is going to win. Macy Barber, last I knew, she was training in Milwaukee, doing most of her training with Ben Askren.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right, we're on De La Rosa. We'll see what happens. Clay Guida, Claudio Puelles. To me, this just screams like a Clay Guida fight. I think Clay Guida gets his wrestling off here. I think his toughness is going to show. I'm not totally sold on Puelles. Let me see this. What was my deciding factor? On computer. The main card. What am I talking? Yeah. I think Guida's experience. I think Guida's experience here. I think he's gonna try to get this fight down. I think he can. Even though I think Puelles is going to engage in the grappling, I think that'll be a mistake because I think Guida can control. I think he can steal around with holding top position, which is huge in a 3-round fight. I think he's tough enough to not get finished here, and I think he's going to find the win. What do you think?
I am going with Puelles.
Okay.
I think Puelles. I watched him out grapple a couple of grapple first guys. And he looked very good doing it. One of them being Jordan Levitt, a dude that I have tremendous respect for his grappling capability. and this guy outgrappled Jordan Levitt. I haven't seen every single one of his fights. If he has quit in him, Clay Guida will find it.
Right.
And if he gets tired, Clay Guida will take him there. But if he doesn't get tired, I don't know, man. Like, Clay's getting to be pretty old. What's he, like, 40?
Yeah.
41, 40?
Yeah, but he's still fighting good.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think the players can keep up with him on the ground.
Yeah.
And smash his body kicks in the way.
Okay. Yeah. That's his way. That's his path to victory. Landon Venata against Charles Air Jourdain.
That's a good fight.
Yeah,
Yo, this is your fight of the night. 100%. This is your fight of the night.
Yeah, it's a pick'ems. Pick'ems at the books. I think this is going to be a lot of action. I like Venata here. It's a pick'em fight. Not that you can really love anybody. I like Venata's staying power. I think most of Charles Jourdain's wins are finishes. But he didn't really finish the highest level of competition. He couldn't finish Andre Ewell his last fight after really starting to crush him in the second, third rounds. He didn't find the finish. Andre Ewell hung in there. I think Venata's wrestling too. I think his wrestling and his staying power. He goes to decision a lot of times. I think that's going to do him well in this fight. But it's a toss-up. It can go either way. I'm just leaning Venata. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm definitely rooting for Groovy Lando. I don't really know why, but Lando has been treated as an action fighter instead of being like, they haven't taken care of him at all. They've given him to dudes who want to get into fucking wars. So He goes war after war after war. If they gave him a dude who like sat back and picked his moments or something like that, Lando would fucking shine. He's a super, super impressive fighter in my opinion. And I just don't like most of the matchups that he's gotten over the time.
Okay.
But he seems to have told people, the UFC seems to have made a decision of who he is. And I was like, all right, this is what we're going to do with you. Instead of like, you're never going to make it to a title. You're just going to do this. Like, I don't know, man. But yeah, he doesn't get finished. I mean, Tony Ferguson Darce choked him, but like he took that on like 4 days notice or some crazy short.
No shame in that. But that was a long time ago too.
Yeah. And then everybody else, like, it's action fight after action fight. Like, he wheel kick knockout to McDessie, loses a decision. I think it was a close decision to David Tamer. Loses a decision to Drakkar Close. I don't know who Marcos Mariani is. Loses a decision to Mark DeKessie. Like, that's an exciting fight. Yancy Medeiros, that was a good fight. Bobby Green, that was a pretty good fight. Mike Grundy, who cares? But, yeah, I expect that Lando should win this fight.
I like him too. Whoop. Oh no. Right. Have we reached the main event of the evening?
So, do you think that Amanda Lemos can one-punch knock out Jessica Andrade?
Fuck no. A resounding fuck no. This is my best bet of the night. I mean, I was shocked when this line opened up Andrade minus 150, which I assume is because Andrade went down a weight class. She's down a weight class now. She looked good in just I mean, she went right through Cynthia Calvillo, and not that Cynthia Calvillo has amazing striking, but or power. She just walked right through her and knocked her the fuck out. Lemos has shown she's got power, but I don't. I mean, does she have Jessica Andrade stopping power? I'm going to say fuck no. Andrade, she's. I mean, I'm not she got finished by Valentina. I mean, that wasn't definitely wasn't a one punch. That was just a great position and display of how to pound your opponent and hold position by the best fighter in the world at that weight class. There's no so that's fine. I mean, Andrade has fought everyone. Andrade can fight. I mean, she can go 3 rounds strong. Has she ever gone 5? I believe she's gone 5 too.
She's gone 5 a couple times.
Yeah, she's gone 5 times. Like Lemos.
No, just Joanna. She only went 5 against Joanna.
Okay, yeah, against Joanna.
Like nothing changed.
Yeah,
nothing changed. She didn't get tired. Nothing changed.
Right. I mean, I've seen it. Like Lemos looked. I don't like Angela Hill fought a great fight against her last time. Brought it to her. Lost a split decision. That's just what Angela Hill does. She's unlucky on every time. It sucks, but so that lost a split decision. I mean, it looked like Lemos' cardio though. Her output, you could see it decline. I mean, how is she going to fight? I don't know. How's she going to fight 5 rounds against Jess Andrade? I mean, I don't know. Like Jess Andrade has skills. She's fought everyone. She's good everywhere. She's very well rounded. No, I think Jess Andrade is my best bet of the night so far. I think she wins. I think her output doesn't stop. I think she gets a KO somewhere in the 3rd or 4th round. Maybe that's my opinion, my prediction. So I guess you see it the same.
Do you think that Amanda Lemos hits harder than Weili Zhang?
That was up a weight class too. Do I think she hits as hard as Weili? So no, that's up a weight class.
No, it's not. It's at 115.
She went down. Andrade went down, didn't she?
Andrade has fought in 4 different weight classes across her career. 3 of them in the UFC. Her first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fights were at 135 pounds. Okay. Then she had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 fights at 115, and she had 3 fights at 125. Only reason she went to 125 was just to chase gold. They needed somebody to fight Valentina, so let's have Jessica fight Valentina. She's clearly strong enough, right? She was stronger than girls at 135. Of course she's going to be stronger than girls at 125. Right. Like, did you see what she did to Caitlin Chukagian? I don't even remember the Cynthia fight that well, but did you see what she did to Chukagian?
It was kind of the same. Kind of same as that fight. Same play out. It was almost the same results. Yeah. Yeah. Caitlin Chukagian is like constantly the number 1 contender, and she just looked like she didn't belong in there with her.
Yeah. She hurt her bad. When you see a fight ended with a body shot like that, Caitlin Chukagian got hit, took a quarter second to register it, and her body and her instincts turned her back on Jessica Andrade. That shit don't happen. Yeah,
I agree.
Literally my only worry is that Amanda Lemos dropped. I watched 4 of her fights today, and she got 4 knockdowns in 3 rounds. Like, girls don't drop girls like that. Not without head kicks. That's the only way that girls drop people. Like, some girls finish girls, but most of the time those are TKOs or those are submissions. Amanda Lemos touches you and you fall down. Right? Like,
yeah. I was big on Lemos. I think I've had her. I don't know how UFC fights. Like I thought she was. I think not the last fight, but like her first couple fights, she was a underdog. And I definitely had bets on her. I think the backstory of her is she was a fighter. She decided not to pursue the fighting career, and she just had like a normal job. I forget what it was, and she just kept training. But she had a lot of time off, like five years maybe, something long, and then she decided to get back into fighting. and she's I'm pretty sure it was something like that. She couldn't fully focus or commit to fighting, and once she committed finally to it, it was like the results have been there. But I haven't seen how her game is enough well-rounded to perform to just that she's going to walk over Jess Andrade for 5 rounds. I don't see that. It's a big step up in competition. It should.
Yeah, it definitely is. It definitely is. Yeah, I'm leaning towards Andrade. I was 100% sure it was going to be Andrade until I watched Lemos fight again, and then I was like, ooh, maybe. Yeah, she took off 2 years. She took off 2.5 years. She had 1 UFC fight, took off 2.5 years, and then she's been, 1 fight 2019, 1 fight 2020, but you can't really blame her for that. 3 fights 2021. Oh,
she was committed. She was committed there. She came back fully committed.
Yeah, Andrade's gonna smash her.
Ooh, smash! Yeah, I mean,
this is the hype train.
It looked like the hype was somewhat real. The hype is somewhat real though. Until the last fight, I think you saw a lot of alarming things in the Hill fight. I bet Angel Hill in that fight. Unfortunately, didn't get the decision at like big odds. But I think there was a lot of factors out of that fight that I don't like at all. Like, it makes me love Andrade here.
The reason that she's getting this fight is because she had 3 wins in a calendar year.
Okay.
And that, so none of that is to detract from her skill set.
Right.
But she had back-to-back-to-back wins. And they're all finish round 1, finish round 1.
Yeah, they were impressive.
They're the most popular girls in the sport. That's what happened. That's why she got this fight. Now, is she a damn good fighter? Absolutely.
Yeah,
Does
sure.
she have otherworldly power? Absolutely.
Probably, yeah, for the weight class.
Yeah. No. This is gonna go on Andrade.
Yeah, I think this line, this open 150. Up until last week, you could have still got Andrade at minus 170. Now she's at minus 200. I think it's going to keep going up. I think she walks as a minus 225, minus 250 favorite. But regardless, I still like her to win the fight. I think this is a great spot for her. Unless though, I mean, I guess the only thing I can think is maybe maybe her chin can't, maybe different weight class, her chin's different against this kind of power. Maybe, I don't know. This, like you said, does this girl have otherworldly power for the weight class? Yes. Maybe now, a leaner Andrade won't be able to take those hits as solid. I don't know. But I'm betting she can.
I mean, Rose is the hardest hitter at 115 pounds.
Okay.
And she took Rose's strikes.
Oh, those are great. I mean, the second fight was a great fight too. The 3-round fight. Yeah. The first fight was the unlucky slam. That was the slam where Rose knocked her down in the one, had a great first round, then the unlucky slam on her head to win the belt. I remember that. Okay. Yeah.
When you hold on to a submission while you're upside down, while you're staring at the ground, that's not unlucky. That's poor decision-making skills.
Rose, she wasn't going for a submission.
Yeah, she was.
What? No, Andrade picked her up and she just got kind of piked on her head, like a spike on her head.
You're right. You're absolutely right. That she got picked up.
Yeah.
And spiked on her head. The reason that happened was because she was attempting a Kimura.
Really? I don't remember that. Fuck. I'm sure you're right. I mean, my recall of this is good, but I don't remember that.
It happened twice. So this was her plan to stop Andrade's takedowns. Use the Kimura to threaten the submission, and in the first one, she almost armbarred Jessica. right? So the Kimura transition, she went for some other stuff, and armbar was present. They got back to the feet. Andrade does it again. Rose puts in the Kimura again. Instead of backing off for fear of a broken arm, she says, "Fuck you, bitch," flips her on her head and spikes her into the ground. 100%. That was not unlucky. That was you like.
Okay. Wow.
There's a.
I don't know if Rose ever shown like poor fight IQ, so I guess that's all right.
Yeah, it was a momentary lapse in judgment. Like,
Yeah.
Rose is an incredibly good. I could not speak highly enough of Rose.
Nope.
But she fucked up right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she probably knows it. Yeah, she probably knows that was.
I mean, she came back and beat the shit out of Andrade.
Yeah, I mean that slam fucked her up. I think she wanted to retire for a little bit too, like and things like that was but she did come back in that. I mean that was a good fight though. No, like Rose definitely had the better of that fight for a little, but that was Andrade started to bomb on her later in the round. Like Andrade came back but she was putting on a striking clinic from what I saw, like thing. But that was but Andrade definitely took it and came back strong in that fight. I remember. Andrade clearly winning the third round, I think, or clearly like turning that. She came back hard, but that was yeah. But hey, we got this Andrade, so we're on the same page for everything except 2 fights this time. Wow, that's the closest we've ever been.
Boo! I gotta be a contrarian more, but that's okay. It's gonna keep my easy lead.
April 20th. April 20th. All right.
It's 34-29 right now.
No. You're up by five picks.
Yep.
Counting other stuff in. All right.
Wait, really? That can't be right.
You're up 5? Maybe not. Didn't I get the better of you last week by a couple picks? The last 2 weeks? Didn't I get the better of you?
7, 8, 9. You got 9 picks right last week, and I got 8 picks right last week.
Right.
Oh, I did my math wrong. It's 34. It's 33-29. And as of the week before, yeah, you got 8 right. No, the week before we both got 8 right.
Mm-hmm.
The week before that, I got 8 right and you got 3 right.
Oh yeah, I had the bad.
Week 1 we tied. Week 2 you shit the bed.
Yeah.
Week 3 we tied. And then last week you beat me by 1.
Yeah. And every week I think every week so far our sharp bets or bets we're giving out are given. Everybody's in the green. It's in the green. So yeah, hit us up. Hit us up. Good luck this weekend. Whoever's betting, whoever's watching, enjoy the fights.
Yep. Cool. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Man. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. All right.
Real quick.